What pops into your head when I say the word calamari? So calamari is just the Italian word for squid. And I'm guessing that if you're anything like me, when you think about squid, you think about one dish. And that's fried calamari, or calamari fritti, as they call it here in Italy. I think most people are like I was and don't really eat a lot of squid, other than the occasional, I don't know, you go to a seafood restaurant or something and you get the amazing, classic, delicious fried calamari. There's a good reason for that. It's an amazing dish, to be sure. And we thought it would be worth revisiting today because it's a dish that is very, very simple, but like a lot of simple dishes, it can easily be ruined by overcomplicating it. However, we're not just here for fried calamari, because what I discovered coming to Italy is that there are tons of really amazing ways to cook squid, and it's a darn shame that more people don't know about them. More on that later, we'll get to that. But in the meantime, let's fry some squid.
When I was in America, every time that I went to buy some squid, I found them already cleaned and already cut in a circle. They were ready to be fried. But here in the south, when the fish seller, will come to your door and deliver the calamari. For example, you find the calamari like them, which means that the first step is clean the calamari. So the first thing that you need to do is take out the head.
You just pull it out?
Yes, then we leave here. As you can see, the calamari have a bone. So you need to remove the bone. It's a big bone. You have two choices, to peel them or leave them with the skin on. I like them to be white and clean. So remove the skin.
Does leaving the skin on change the taste?
No.
Just the appearance?
Yes.
So when I see you spending hours peeling calamari,
just because
you were doing that purely for aesthetic purposes.
Just because I want to make them beautiful. So after you remove all the skin, you need to clean the calamari inside, because inside there is still some intestine. So you need to take it out. So then we need also to clean the head, because the head of the calamari is good.
It's also the tentacles.
Yes, so what you need to do is, with a scissor, I will cut all this part, because they are the intestine. Then here we have the eyes, so you don't want to eat the eyes of the calamari. So always with a pair of scissors, you take them out. Here there is a part that is very hard, so you should be able to remove it. Here there is another piece, also this part should be removed. You can just press. And now this is clean.
All right, well, I think this is the point where most of our viewers go, I'm really glad that I can just buy this already done.
No, because you don't know how many years those calamari are there. You don't know if they are actually calamari or another kind of animals, so no.
So it's better if you can find whole calamari like this?
Yes, Harper, it's much better. Think that if you want to do the stuffed calamari like we have on our cookbook, you can't do the stuffed calamari when they are already cut.
They sell whole calamari that are already cleaned though.
Okay, if you are so lucky to find those, it's okay. It's okay. But I would suggest to clean by yourself, because you can see how fresh they are. After you did all this, remember to clean, actually to wash your calamari under running water. Now that our calamari are cleaned, what we need to do is cutting them. And we are going to cut them in, how do you call it? Circle?
Rings.
Rings.
Well, there's circles too.
See? So what we do with the tentacles is actually cutting them in half.
Is Is it frying time?
It's frying time, so we're going to do fried calamari, Italian version, which means the most simple one, because all over the world, when they fry calamari, they make the things too complicated.
But before you do your thing, a quick word about today's video sponsor. Everyone knows that the best way to learn a language is to be surrounded by it, immersed in it. That can be very difficult if you don't move to a different country like I did. Language experts will tell you that one of the best way to expose yourself to a foreign language that you want to learn is by watching media and content in that language. Not just to hear the language, but to hear how people really use it, how real people talk. That's where LingoPie comes in. LingoPie is like the Netflix of language learning. They have a constantly growing library of movies, television shows in 11 different languages. But what's cool is that it's content actually made in those languages. It's not just turning on the, Italian dubs on an English movie. With a LingoPie subscription, learning a new language is as simple as watching TV. It goes much further than that though, because they have a ton of tools to help you reinforce the skills that you're learning. There are interactive subtitles so you can zero in on specific words or phrases that you're unfamiliar with. You can practice with flashcards, get help on your pronunciation. You can even take quizzes to test yourself on what you've learned. We recommend LingoPie to everyone who's trying to learn a new language. We think it's the best way that you can practice at home because it really is as simple as watching TV. If you're trying to learn a new language, why not practice the fun way? Try LingoPie for free today by visiting the link in our description. A big thank you to LingoPie for sponsoring today's video.
So what we are going to do is salt the clean calamari. So we put just a little bit of salt on the fish, so the fish will actually taste. And then we will sprinkle some extra salt after we fry them. The temperature of the oil is 180 degrees Celsius, which means 350-55 Fahrenheit. If you don't have a thermometer, don't worry, because you will understand that the oil is ready when you put like a crumb of bread and it starts to bubble, sizzle. So we flour them with normal 00 flour, all-purpose flour. We take out the extra flour. And when the oil is ready, we take few calamari at a time and just put in the oil. So our calamari will be ready when they will be golden. We add a little bit extra salt. The last thing, we top them with just some lemon juice. And when I say just some lemon juice, I mean just lemon juice. Not every kind of strange dipping, something like that. No, pure lemon juice.
Now, I did in a recent video say that I always avoid fried calamari if the glorious fried alici are available as a substitute. That being said, I'm not in any way angry about having some fried calamari in front of me right now.
I don't think that anybody in the world can be angry right now.
No. Now where's the tartar sauce?
This is your sauce for the day, which means a little bit of lemon. And now you can enjoy your calamari.
It is one of the things that you'll find in Italian calamari that I was not used to. I mean, I grew up eating fried calamari that was covered in a really thick breading, and then you dip it in like tartar sauce or some kind of mayo-based sauce or some kind of marinara sauce maybe or something. And what I realized after eating your calamari is that what I was actually eating before was fried dough and mayonnaise. Not that there's anything wrong with that if you like that, but there are much simpler ways than going through the hassle of making fried calamari. You could just make some fried dough.
You are going to eat with fried calamari, so you need to taste the calamari. Otherwise, why you are going to make fried calamari?
Yeah, you cover up the taste if you just dip it in things. And it really is, when you do it this way with just some flour, it's so lightly breaded. I think it's healthier. You're eating really mostly calamari. The calamari itself doesn't soak up a lot of oil. There's not a bunch of things. They do smell amazing. All right, I'll shut up. We'll just...
Buon appetito. You can tell me that you need something else.
No, you don't. And just the amount of flavor that there is in the squid, that because it's a delicate flavor, it's so easy to cover it up. Oh, but it's so good. So good and crispy. I actually don't know about you. Do you prefer the body, the rings, or the tentacles?
The tentacles.
The tentacles? Me too. All right, you take that one, I'll take this one.
I was hoping that you were saying the rings.
It's actually been a long time since you've made calamari.
Because in Tucson, I didn't trust what I saw in the store.
This is a video that we've wanted to make for a really long time, and we tried making it back in the US where we lived in Tucson, Arizona. Now, in Tucson, it's really hard to get fresh fish. It's not like if you live on the coast where there's lots of fish markets and stuff. It's really hard to find seafood that isn't frozen there. And so the only squid we could get was frozen squid. And we tried to make it. Maybe I have some footage. I don't know. If I do, I'll throw it in.
Our biggest disaster.
And I think it's the only video that we've ever just abandoned halfway through because Ava started trying to cook this frozen squid. It shrunk so much. We bought like 5 pounds of squid and it turned into just like, it wasn't even enough to eat. It just shrunk and released so much water and looked awful. Yeah, so we just abandoned that. We're like, okay, we'll just do it when we're in Italy.
It was so bad.
And here we are. Oh, good stuff. But as I promised before, there's another squid recipe that is very near and dear to both of our hearts. And part of the reason why I haven't had fried calamari in a long time is because if there is squid around, I don't ask for this. I ask for this next recipe. All right, I'll let you do your thing.
This next way in which we will cook the calamari actually is the way in which I used to eat calamari all my life. Every week, this was the recipe that my mother made. So let's call it like a Mamma Rosa specialty. What we need to make this Mamma Rosa recipe is obviously calamari. Then we will need garlic, spicy pepper. The spicy pepper is optional. I like spice food, so I'm going to use. If you don't like, you can also skip. Then we will need some white wine, some salt, some black pepper, some tomatoes. I prefer to use whole peel tomatoes, but if you don't have, you want to use also the tomato puree, you can also use it. And then obviously we need some good olive oil, and the last ingredient will be a little bit of parsley, but just at the end. So we start with pouring some good extra virgin olive oil in a pot. We are going to use a clove of garlic. I'm just going to break 2 dried peppers. Those are Calabrian peppers, so if you can find the Calabrian peppers, use, I don't know, Mexican pepper, Thai peppers, they will work in the same way. And then on a medium heat, we heat up the olive oil until the garlic and the pepper start to bubble. This is the moment in which we can pour the calamari in. What we need to do now is saute them very well. After more or less, let's say 7 minutes that they are sauteing, you see that they start to actually reduce their size, they start to be a little bit more curly, they start to release the water. we can add a little bit of white wine. I'm going to add, let's say, half glass. We can also add some black pepper, salt. We reduce the heat a little bit and let the wine, the alcohol completely evaporate. After the alcohol is evaporated, is the moment in which we can add the tomato, the whole peeled tomatoes. Yes.
Why not?
Once we have, also because if you have a leftover sauce, the pasta with the sauce is amazing. We cover them and we let them cook on a medium-low heat for about 40-45 minutes until all the sauce is very thick. Now our calamari are done, so we miss the last ingredients, which is a little bit of parsley. And what we do is just cutting it inside. And they are ready to be enjoyed.
Yes, Mamma Rosa's spicy calamari. That's what I call it in my head. Does it have an actual name?
No, my mom, she called just calamari with tomato sauce.
Calamari with
She's
tomato
a simple
sauce.
woman. Calamari with tomato sauce.
We should come up with a name for it.
Mamma Rosa's calamari. We have Mamma Rosa's meatball, and now we are going to have Mamma Rosa's calamari. Mamma Rosa's eggplants.
We need a category on the website that's just Mamma Rosa
Mamma Rosa's recipe.
recipes. Have to work on that. Oh yes, this is what I'm here for.
Now, I really like the fried calamari because who doesn't like fried calamari? But this is 10 times better because the sauce, the spiciness, the flavor of the calamari.
All the things. All the things.
I know.
All of the things. Okay.
Buon appetito. If you don't try them, you can't understand.
Oh man. Actually, funnily enough, it was in the video in Naples where I mentioned how I like fried alici more than fried calamari. Also in that video when we got the zuppa forte and it had that really thick, spicy tomato sauce, and I mentioned
That tastes like your mom's spicy tomato sauce.
Which is a compliment.
Which is.
and the sauce I was thinking of was this
It's the
sauce.
calamari
Yes, it is so
It's
good.
so good. They become so tender.
When that sauce gets like, you know, thick and shining.
And then you have a piece of bread and make the scarpetta. Or if you make a little bit more, you make some pasta with it.
I never thought to try like making maybe some extra sauce and doing pasta with it after you separate the calamari. It's almost like a seafood ragu. That's a cool idea.
It is absolutely a seafood ragu.
It's funny because she makes basically this same sauce in so many different things. It's a very simple tomato sauce. What makes it Calabrian and a Mamma Rosa version is the chili pepper.
The spiciness.
But it's so simple, but depending on what you cook in it, it completely changes the taste of the sauce. So
Completely.
when she cooks tripe, it's totally different than when you cook calamari and it just absorbs all that flavor.
But that is obvious because tripe doesn't taste like calamari and calamari doesn't taste like tripe.
Yes, but I would argue if you make a super complicated sauce with lots of ingredients and spices and all this stuff in, then it will all kind of taste the same. It's the simplicity of the sauce that...
Important is that you use just good ingredients. It's like you don't need 10,000 things to make something taste better tastes good. You need few ingredients, but very good ingredients.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
Are you going to eat all the calamari, Harper?
Yes, but I will tell you guys that I'm literally going to eat this again for dinner tonight. It's not a joke. Mamma Rosa asked what I wanted for dinner. I said calamari. She said, but you're having it for lunch. I said, I don't care. Well, guys, we hope that you enjoyed this look at how Italians make fried calamari.
And give you an idea for another recipe with calamari that is not just the classical, very good, but sometimes boring fried calamari.
Speaking of Mamma Rosa recipes, this pasta grammarian made some excellent looking Mamma Rosa's meatballs.
They did a very good job, and I bet that they taste, I hope for them, as good as the Mamma Rosa's one.
You can tell because the tomato sauce is super thick and shiny. It looks perfect. It
So
looks
all the
perfect.
details are there.
If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you try any of these calamari recipes, tag us in a picture on Instagram or Facebook at Pasta Grammar. All right, guys, I'm totally not gonna go finish this and then eat more of this for dinner. Wait, where are you going with that? We'll see you next time.
Ciao.
Ciao.